Ayo, Shalom, all praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, Hashem, Kakadash, and a double honor to the apostle known as a GreatMillStone, man. Shalom to the argument there doing the work in sincerity and truth. I just wanted to do a quick vid. Just gonna be going into, well, I've been watching, what is it, Altered Carbon, this new Netflix series, and basically, more or less, that just shows, like, really the show is just about, like, a good breakdown of why Esau's kingdom shouldn't be able to last and exist for hundreds of thousands of years, man, altogether, with just Esau ruling and all kinds of madness going down, man. Because it's like, it's, you know, set in that far future, and then it's basically got the super elites in there, and it shows these guys, all they get up to is just all forms and manners of wickedness, man, and unrighteousness. And it's like Esau, it's because he's, and as well, it's even like the main like elite Edomite they got in there, because of basically he's been able to control reincarnation. Because he's been able to control reincarnation, he's more or less thinking he's on that God level, man. He thinks he's attained godhood, man. And that's what Esau's about out here, man. Esau's is more or less trying to be some ultimate legendary being. Just on, like, unbreakable, that's never gonna get taken out of power, man. But that's completely false. That ain't gonna be what Esau gets out here, man. Esau's his rulership, there's an end has been set, man. He's got a limited time, and he's only gonna get that time, and once his hourglass is run out, he's through. Let me start on this, man. Isaiah 14:4, and it says, thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. So that's when this modern Babylon, this new Babylon the Great, America, gets nuked off the face of the earth. Hey, man, it's gonna be a joy in the world, man. And because it says, what, how hath the oppressor ceased? And that's Esau. Esau's the oppressor, man. This guy, he claims he's ruling in righteousness. He's that he's meant to be like the bringer of righteousness. You know, he's justice, truth, and the American way. But really, what he's about is wickedness, man. Straight up unrighteousness. That's how he gets down, and that's what he really deals with. And it's evident. You look out in this world, what's going on? You got murders happening, hundreds of thousands I'll say thousands every year, thousands of murders, motherfuckers going around doing all kind of messed up shit, promoting gay marriage. Wickedness is basically Esau's his currency, man. That's what he deals with. He's basically just multiplying the wickedness out here, and that's, you know, and that's oppression. That's oppression, man. Especially upon Israel, man. The people of Israel, they're the main people that were, like, you know, are getting fucked over by this so-called white man's kingdom, man. Because we're a righteous people. We're supposed to be righteous, but then this place is just promotes all out wickedness. If you try to live righteously, Esau will condemn you, man. Certain countries where they'll be like, okay, look, it's like even in Bermuda, I believe it was in Bermuda, they said that they repealed basically the law on gay marriage, and then people were condemning them like, oh, it's disgusting, regressive. I'm like, bro, that is all Esau is basically about. If you're not down with his unrighteous ways, then he'll basically deal with you like you're the devil, man. Says he who smote he smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. And it says the Hebrew there says in the margin, it says a stroke without removing. So basically that endless, that non-stop, just endless hell Esau's just bringing on the people out here. And that's not just Jake, because Jake's the main one that's getting that perpetual hell, but also the other nations as well, man. They're here seeing Esau's basically promoting all this wickedness and fucking everyone else up. But then even just a bit, he's building up his places. But then how's he doing that? He's doing that by messing up the other nations, man. He basically goes there, he takes all the goods from their places, and he basically forces his demonic ways on them, man. Even if they might have had certain forms of righteousness, and how they were dealing. You know, women might have been in order wearing a hijab, now like covering themselves up. You know, now he's saying, oh, it's terrible. How dare they? Them women in Iran burning up them hijabs, standing in the street burning hijabs because that blew up in the West. That's the only reason they're doing it, man. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be a thing. And it says, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. And he ruled the nation in anger. So that's how Esau gets down. He gets down with that unrighteous, demonic rule, man. He's using war, death, violence. That's basically how he maintains his control, man. Hot mess. It says, the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellows come up against us. So basically, the whole world is going to be at rest, and that's really, that's what we're looking towards, man. Hey, man, once Yahushua makes his return, and we get to put the smackdown on Esau, man. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua just come back and lays this place waste, and we get to build up the kingdom, start building up the kingdom. Hey, that's gonna be beautiful, man. The physical kingdom, man. Because that's gonna be peace. Because Esau claims there's peace meant to be going on out here now, but there ain't no peace going on. Motherfuckers, like, there's a fucking there's always a war happening somewhere on the earth, man. Someone's dropping it. You're always hearing about, okay, this thing blew up, that person, oh, this mass death here, mass death there, a fucking plane crash. All kinds of judgments, man. Earthquakes, storms, boats getting fucking smashed against the shore, oil spills, all kinds of unrighteousness. Basically, everything that happens under Esau's rule is that unrighteousness, that wickedness, man. And hey, that's once all that is taken away, man. Once we're at rest, and we're actually able to live within the kingdom. Hey, that's going to be a beautiful time, because right now you don't even have any of that, man. This so-called living that these guys, it's funny because that's a good thing they show on the show. They show basically these guys, I ain't finished it, I'm just like a couple episodes in, but it's like they show like the elites having a banquet, and then these guys are just like, all the entertainment they do is just unrighteousness, man. These guys had a tiger getting roasted and eating off the table, man. Guys got all kinds of off shit going on, off sexual relations, all kinds of hot mess, man. It's basically, and that's what Esau. When Esau gets power, he gets the rule. That's what he does. Back in the time of the Romans, what did they have? They had the institutes of pedestry. They had all kinds of unrighteousness going down, man popping necks, man, and orgies, celebrating unrighteous holy days. That's how Esau gets down. That's what he does when he has the power, man. And it's the same thing happening today. That's why you're gonna have, he pushes Easter's, Christmas, Halloween on the people, because that's what the so-called white man's about. So hey, when that peace comes, it's gonna be a beautiful thing, because that's not a thing that's even been experienced, man. Ignorance does not mean, just because people are ignorant of what's going on around the world, does not mean there's peace, man. People might think, oh no, it is peaceful. You're saying that, but then how come you've got guys like mounting the curb and running people down, man? Guys getting shanked up or shot up or whatever the fuck every other day, man. How is that peace? Let me read this, man, because hey, man, Esau's his approach to life is just incredibly carnal, man. That's why it's like Esau basically, with this carnal method of basically keeping himself in the cycle, keeping himself alive. That's more or less, he's thinking he's got the ultimate dominion, man. Because hey, man, Solomon had the breakdown on Esau from day, man. Wisdom Solomon 2:1 says, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright, our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man have known to have returned from the grave. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter as though we had never been. So basically Esau's saying, look, man, because we're just gonna die, man. There's nothing there. And that's what these Edomites deal with. That's the logic they cling to, man. I read the fucking Guardian, I think it was yesterday morning. They had some Italian bitch just saying, look, man, I've made peace with the fact that there is no afterlife. Some done out old bitch. She's like, look, nothing's going to happen. I don't mind. I don't need to have faith in it. But that's the kind of approach Esau has to have, because these guys lived wicked lives. They do wicked acts left, right, and center. And they need to basically have the faith of, okay, well, you know what? There's nothing coming after. I don't care. I'm not going to get judged for anything. I've made peace. That's because they want to get that free run, man, so they can do all that wickedness they've done. It said, as for the breath in our nostrils is as smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our heart, which being extinguished, our body shall be turned into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish as the soft air, and our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance, and our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist that is driven. So that's just atheism in a nutshell, man. These Edomites, they don't have no faith. No faith. They're so, oh, you die. You just die. It's the end of experience. You just die. I'm like, that is carnal, stupid. But that's the beauty, man. It says the fool said in his heart, there is no God, man. So basically, Esau's that fool. Because if he's thinking he's going to get away scot-free. But lo and behold, judgment's waiting for you, man. Let me skip down to 6. It says, for verse 6, come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth. Speedily use the creatures. So Esau's basically about lusting up, just getting into as much pleasure and experiences, man. That's why he'll go and climb up a fucking mountain barehanded with no safety harness, or walk across on a tightrope between over a valley, because he just wants to have them experience. You know, he wants to use that creature swiftly, man. It says, let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass by us. Let us crown ourselves with rosebud before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of our voluptuousness. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. So these guys, basically, Esau's just about that worldly pleasure, gorging himself on worldly pleasures. And that's why this realm is so pleasing to women, man. Because women are carnal as well. They're minus faith creatures, man. They ain't got no faith. So that's why they also feed into just a realm of just pure pleasures, man. Because that's all. Hey, man, that's all it's about. Esau's like, you know, just be out here, just live your life. Look, enjoy your life. And yeah, just enjoy your life, and then pretty much that's, you know, everything's gonna be good, man. But hey, man, Esau's check, it must needs be paid, man. Hey, and the check's gonna be paid. Esau thinks he's gonna get away, but you know, the judgment's coming, man. The judgment's coming. It's gonna be a beautiful judgment as well, man. Finish on this, man. Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their land after their own names. And that's it. Esau thinks his house is going to continue forever, man. That rulership's going to continue. Thinks he's going to just, you know, build up his places, cement himself in that with that new world order, and then get that eternal rule, man. Get everyone chipped, everyone fucked, everyone basically completely under his vibration. But hey, that's not going to come to pass, man. So-called white man. His house is going to be put to an end, man. He said the bounds have been set, he can't pass. So, you know, these futures that he's dreaming up, they're not going to come to pass, man. But, you know, it's a good show. It shows, like, the mindset of the elites and the approach they have, man. This is the kind of realm they want to bring in, man, where all the guys that have the money and control, they have all the pleasures available to them. Everyone else on the bottom is just a worm. Because that's why Esau built skyscrapers, man. And that's why he glorifies that penthouse suite. But you know, I'll leave it there, man. Shalom, man. All praise to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahshua, Hashem, God, Kadash. That won't see a person, and others a great millstone, man. Shalom. Shalom.